Hey, yo, we back. Another episode of Ray Ray's podcast. You know, it's your boy Ray. We in the building one time. You know, we coming live from Hello Studios, 9th floor in downtown Dallas. You know, thank y'all for tuning in again. You know, shout out to all of our sponsors, ExtremeTravel.com, Elite Pro Washing, Power Washing Company. Thank y'all so much for all you do to Ray Ray's podcast. Man, we got a great episode playing for you. I'm excited about this episode, man. It's something kind of close to your boy heart a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I got a great guest, and I'm going to introduce him in just a moment, you know what I'm saying? So, again, thank y'all. Make sure you're going to YouTube.com or YouTube, whatever you want to call it. Like, subscribe all of our videos, you know, add our channel. We greatly appreciate that. RayRaysPodcast.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, make sure you're following Ray Ray's podcast, all right? And, you know, we greatly appreciate that so much. Let me tell you about today's episode, man. But before we do that, you know, we got to do, you know, the things, you know, we do on the show normally. You know, we like to start off with positive words, you know, when we start the show. So real quick, if you've had a bad week, bad day, let's restart your week, say these positive words. So, all right. So if you're out there watching this, so if no one told you today, I want you to know that you're beautiful, you're loved, you're needed, you're alive for a reason, and you're stronger than you think. You're going to get through this. I'm glad you're alive, and don't give up. So those positive words I want to start the show with, because, you know, when you have rough times, we have positive words in your mind, you're going to think back to those words, and you can get through anything, you know what I'm saying? So thank you so much for rocking with us. I appreciate you. So if you ever need to reach out, RayRaysPodcast.com, all of our emails, our Instagram. Thank you so much, because we wouldn't be anything without you. All right? Cool. So I'm telling you about today's show. You know, I'm rocking solo, as you can tell. Your boy, he in the studio solo, but I got an amazing guest, man. Like, I'm going to introduce this guest, all right? I'm going to get a little sentimental for a second, all right? So, when your boy was a youngin', about 5-6 years old, man, I grew up, man, loving professional wrestling. To this day, as an adult, I still enjoy professional wrestling, man. I remember my mom, we went grocery shopping one time at Winn-Dixie, and I remember seeing this guy on the TV, because my mom got me into watching wrestling, you know, at the Sportatorium here in Dallas. I hate they tore the building down, because it was it had a lot of meaning to me. And I walked with this guy. I was so scared to walk up to him. I was like, "Hey, are you Action Jackson?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm Action Jackson." I was like, so it made my day for like the longest. Just meeting this guy. Man, this guy has trained a lot of people. You know, he's done a lot of professional wrestling all over the world. Give him a great one. You know, Ray Ray's podcast. Welcome to Ray Ray's podcast, Mr. Action Jackson. What's up, boss? There we go. That's for you. That's for you. A lot of people love you, man. We love you, man.
Appreciate it.
I've always been a big fan, so thank you so much for coming in, man.
Anytime.
So what's been going on with you, boss?
Well, I've been staying to myself, you know, staying home, working out, reading my Bible book, and staying to myself. You know, I'm a single man. You know, I don't bother nobody. You know, when I go eat, I'll go straight home. You know, and just chill. You know. Yeah, keep
to yourself. You know
stay to myself. You know.
We got a little segment on the show. It's called Slow Down. I just want to get to know you. Slow down. We just want to get to know you. This is where I ask you some random questions, kind of see where we go from there before we get to really a hard interview. Just people to fill you out, all right? So what I want you to do right now, I want to tell the people who you are, what it is you do, and, you know, where they can find you if they're looking for you, all right?
Yeah, I'm Action Jackson, professional wrestler. You can find me on Facebook, Action Jackson, AJ Jackson. You know, and just feel free. You hit me up. I'll talk to you, anything, you know. Yeah,
I know we should see you out here today. I need to see you, I think it's like 216.
Yeah, I saw you. Yeah, I'll be at 216. I'll be there on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. You know, Sunday I'll be at Sunset during the daytime, helping out and stuff. You know, maybe I'll come out and see me. You know, I sign an autograph or take a picture with you. It don't matter. It won't cost you nothing. It's free.
Because I remember seeing you there, and I also remember seeing you, I think I want to say OT Tavern.
OT Tavern, yeah.
I never would, I would never come up to say, I was always like, man, like, I don't want to bother people. I'm the type of person like I don't want to bother people. Like
Well, bro, you know, I'm like this. I'm the type of person like this. It don't matter if I'm eating, whatever I'm doing. You know, you want to take a picture, I'll take a picture with you. You know, I'm not the one that say, hey, man, you know, I'm busy right now, and I'll talk to you later. I'll do that. I want to talk to you right then and there.
Yeah, man, I feel that. So, just throwing this out there, question. What you think people ever misinterpret you, or something people misunderstand about you? Is you think there's something out there, people may misunderstand about you?
Well, you know, people, like I tell you, I stated myself. You know, I lost my mama June 3rd of 2007, and I lost my daughter June 4th of 2008. You know, it's hard on me. You know, and I just buried my sister like 7 years ago, and I lost the uncle and stuff. It's hard on me. You know, it's just me and my dad and my brother and my sisters, you know, my baby sister and my oldest brother. You know, and like somewhere at times when I go somewhere by myself, I just like being by myself, and I think about things, I think about them, I just, cry, and I look at this, I'm a type of person, I love kids. I don't care what color you are, I still love kids. And I just look at these fathers and mothers, how they, with their kids and stuff at the park, and I be thinking about that, and I just say, oh, they're sweet and stuff, and I just, I'm the type of person I just stay to myself, like anybody want to talk to me, I'm a type of person I'll talk to,
Because I can personally attest. I remember one time, like as a kid, like I said, the Winn-Dixie where I met you at, next door was a little daycare. I remember seeing you going in there talking to kids, and they were really ecstatic, and that's something that had really touched me and moved me. Like, man, I was like, I want to go into the daycare so I can meet Action Jackson, man. Like I said, like I was a big fan, watching you, at the Sportatorium and just as a kid, like I was like, man, I became a fan. Like,
appreciate that, bro.
Because especially like seeing people of us, people of color, seeing wrestling. Yeah. At that point, we wouldn't have a whole lot of us. You know what I'm saying? True. A lot of us, they didn't get a lot of recognition, or they didn't get put in positions they should have been put in because, who made the money back in the day? You had your Hulk Hogan's. Yeah. You had
the Hulk Hogan's. You had the The Rock. And
later down the road.
Later down the road, The Undertaker and Bruiser Brody. You had all of them. And the Von Erichs. The Iceman.
Yeah. Remember the ponytail? I can remember the braids and stuff. To this day. Yeah. What was the other wrestler? What was he calling the Booty Man? What was his name?
The Boogeyman.
Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Not Boogeyman, but I thought they had one. He was locally in Dallas. I thought he called himself the Booty Man. What was his name? He had the bump. He would hit you with like his butt or whatever. I can't.
That was Iceman.
That was Iceman.
Yeah,
okay,
Iceman.
I thought because I remember he didn't. I remember when he had the braids and stuff.
That was Iceman.
Then when he cut it, then he had like a high top or whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was like, man, I thought he went two Icemans.
That was the Iceman. Yeah.
As a kid, you didn't know. I always thought it was two different people, but I realized, he just cut his hair.
Yeah.
You could ever go back in time to a different era? What time would you go back in time to, bro?
Sportatorium days.
I watch all these like documentaries, like Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
I tell you, a guy who I really wish I would have watched more, probably when I was a kid, if I was alive. I keep hearing stories about Gino Hernandez.
Yes. He was a tough guy, and just people just go down the wrong pipe. I mean, go down the wrong street, and they just don't realize they haven't made,
Yeah. Because he seemed like he would have been, if a big company would have picked him up, I feel like he would have been.
Oh yeah, he'd been up there, he'd been up there and stuff.
So it's just, a lot of those guys, they went down the wrong path. Because you got to think, back, 80s, 90s, it was, sex, rock and roll.
Yep.
It was drugs. Those guys were like rock stars.
Yeah, like rock stars, and it's just, I hate to see that, but, life goes on,
What is something you think people misinterpret about you, my man?
They misinterpret by me that I don't take no bull crap from nobody. I tell you like it is, It's just like when you're in this business, you know who your friends are and ain't your friends.
Yeah.
But when your friends make it big time, they forget about you.
Yeah.
It's just like one person I know, he's a good friend of mine, The Undertaker. he never did forget about me.
Yeah.
You know, he told me the fact, he told me like it was, you know.
Yeah.
People jealous of you.
Yeah.
They don't want you to take their spot. Hey, I wish you understand it, you know. I'm the type of person, I'll go in there, I'll take your spot. We're here to make money.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't like it, you know, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it.
Speaking about the Undertaker, I saw you on the biography, A&E, man.
Yeah.
Like I was great. I was like, yo, that's my guy on TV, Action Jackson, man.
Yeah.
I'm really glad to see you on that. You know, so you get some recognition because you did a lot, and especially this Texas area, you did a lot. So since being on that show, has a lot of people reached out to you like, yo, I saw you on the biography.
I had a lot of people reach out to me, you know, and like I say, I still wrestle, you know, when people call me, and I did that. They wanted me, you know, he told them about me and him, good friends and stuff, so it made me feel good, and I went up there and I did it and stuff, and it's like when we finished doing that biography on the A&E, and he said he texted me. He said, "You big time superstar. You big time movie star now." I said, "Nah, it ain't like that, brother. You know." But he told me, he said, "Give me a call, you know." And I FaceTime, and then he sat there and said, "Bro, let me tell you something." He said, "This from the bottom of my heart." He said, "I love you like a brother." I said, "I love you too, bro." He said, "Man, I appreciate for everything you done for me, help me out, make me money in this business, and getting my life straightened out. And if it weren't for you, I don't think I probably been playing basketball or something." He said, "But I appreciate that. You know, man, I broke down in tears, bro.
Yeah.
But it made me feel good.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
it made me feel like, you know, hey, you know, at least I know who my friend is. You know,
it's like your real friends are gonna recognize you and praise you
That's
for
right.
things you did, and that's a guy that's a global, international star. 30 decades. I mean, 30 years he's been in the industry. 3 decades. That guy's been in his industry, and for him to take time out to show love to you, that's really big. And I felt like, me personally, like I said, I may be biased as a fan. I felt like you should have been, up on that level. But like I said, the business, the way the business is, it wasn't.
Yeah, and it's just like, like when I went to the Hall of Fame, man, he told me he got me a bus, and everything, and I sit up there in the VIP and stuff, and he said, "I like to thank one person in my life, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here." He said, "It's Action Jackson."
That meant a lot, yeah.
And everybody was calling me on the phone, "Man, he called your name, And I said, "Yeah, it made me feel good,
I know a lot of guys from the Sportatorium area. They got called up to WCW. Then a lot of those guys went on to the WWE or WWF back then, now WWE.
Yeah.
So, what were some things that were told to you, after, you did your match? Because I know they always critique people like, hey, you did good with this match with the Whoop. You need to work on this. So what happened with that? Like, I know I saw you on WCW like maybe 1 or 2 times.
Yeah, it's like politics, brother. Like if somebody on top of the organization, they see you're going to be better than him, they'll say, "Oh, man, I don't want him here. He ain't going to be worth nothing, like that." It's just jealousy.
Yeah.
It's like if you broke in this business and I seen money, well, I'm going to get mad for it. Bro, we here to make some money now, bro. We finna tear this place up, but they didn't want that, bro. So I'm the type of person, I don't kiss nobody's tail, bro, Right.
So let's break it down. Like, tell us the history, like, how you got into the business and, to where you are now in the business, all right?
Well, I'm a good amateur wrestler, and back at school, back when I was in the 8th grade, I always watched wrestling. When I was like 12 years old, I always watched wrestling, Mid-South and in the Sportatorium, and I was in college and I was playing college football, and I said, "Man, I want to go try wrestling out." So I went and tried wrestling out, and I went down there where Grizzly Smith was, and you probably don't know him, Bill Watson Grizzly Smith back in the day. So I took my picture down there, and he said, "Okay, then." He said, "I'm gonna give you a call." So he gave me a call. He said, "Can you come up here to North Carolina?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I'll get you a bus ticket, and stuff." So I got a bus ticket. I went to North Carolina. He picked me up, and I started training with Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, and Buzz Sawyer and Butch Reed and stuff, and they started giving me training. Like when I was in Mid-South, Butch Reed took me on his arm, and he said, "I want you to stay here and watch these matches." So I watched it and watched the matches and stuff, and I started learning. That's how I learned, And And I got in here, and a lot of people started calling me and stuff, and I've been to Puerto Rico, and I've been just about all over Japan and everywhere.
Man, I used to love watching Butch Regal. It was Doom.
Yeah.
Him and Ron Simmons. Them like them tough motherfuckers. Like you want to mess with them.
Yeah.
Wrestling or when they say kayfabe.
Yeah.
And outside of kayfabe, you don't want to touch them dudes.
I remember when Bush Reed wrestled North the Barbarian, and they got in a fight. And he said, "I'll be right back." And I said, "Oh God!" And I heard something, bam, bam, bam. I said, "God, Noah came out. His eye was hanging down his face, bro. I was going, golly, bro. 'Cause Bush Reed back in the day, Bush Reed was tough. Nobody to mess with Bush Reed.
I feel like a lot of them guys, especially like people of color, they had to be a lot tougher because all the stuff that was going on in the world back in the day, you had to have tough skin and not take no shit from nobody because you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you don't know if you're coming back home the next day. And I hate to say that, I hate to say it, but that's just the way the world was.
It is, You just, like I said, you just gotta watch out who your friends are. Like I say, when I leave, when I go home, I'll be watching my back. How you know somebody gonna sneak them attack. You know what I'm saying? I'm a type of person like I talk you out of a fight. I say, bro, this ain't gonna look good. I say, you drunk now? Just go home and stuff. And let's squash this. Oh, man, I said, come on, bro. I said, chill. And, then their girlfriend say, hey, man, leave me alone. You chill like that. Yeah. And then Nude come back next day, the next Saturday and talk. He say, man, appreciate that. I'm sorry. I was just drunk, bro. I say, bro, see, alcohol, you don't need to be drinking if you can't handle the alcohol.
Yeah.
I
remember we had my friend David Manning. We had him on a show a few months ago. And he was telling us a story about, how the, everything at the, sportatorium was kayfabe. Like they had a locker room for the heels, locker room for the face.
Yeah.
He said one time, he was, his wife at the time, they were walking to the car, and a fan was yelling at him like, boo, boo, you let somebody win, boo, 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 because he was a referee. And the fan started talking bad about his wife at the time. And David Manning was like, your ticket allows you to talk bad to me, but my wife, that's off limits. He said he took him, threw him across the car. It's like, you don't ever talk about my wife. And it's just, that's one of the things with some of these fans. They get it twisted. They feel like they have freedom to say whatever they want. And it's just something you can't do.
Yeah, I'm like this. Like I would look on YouTube the other day, and I seen this wrestler. He was a bad guy, and I seen this guy headbutting boy. He beat that guy up, and I feel like if a fan put his hand on you, oh yeah.
I feel like you should have free range.
Yeah, you should have free range.
When you step over the limit of the show,
yeah,
and take stuff upon yourself, like you get whatever is coming to you, and like that's just something you got to understand. Like, okay, it may seem real to you, but it's still a show.
Yeah,
the show is entertainment.
Yeah, it's just like man, like I was in Puerto Rico one time and I was fighting, and when I walked the street, man, people know who I was. The promoter said, "Hey, man, you got some man. Let me tell you something, bro." I said, "I'm not risking my life cause you, bro. I ain't gonna get stabbed cause you. When you out top here." I said, "I don't care, bro." I said, "I'm not gonna get stabbed." I said, "These people want an autograph, I'm gonna sign an autograph for them."
Yeah.
And like I was the first American ever in Puerto Rico going to projects. They wouldn't let nobody else come to projects. They say, "Hey, Jay, you come to projects, he can't come in project." I said, I said, okay, I was the top star down there, and I had girls come on me and talk to me. I said, nah, I can't do that. And I don't care, my daughter, she loves Action Jackson. I want you to come to our house. And they picked me up in a limo. I was going, golly, and I sit up there and I said, well, I said, I'm finished. We through time. I'm going, no, we want you to stay here. We got 6-bedroom house. I said, God. I said, golly. And, and then, that's how I am. I'm just type like say I'm a single man. I just ain't found the right one. You know what I'm saying?
In due time, you know what I'm saying? When it was meant to be, will be.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's the way I feel about it,
So let's talk about your time in Puerto Rico. You know, what are some of the business you did out there? What's some of your big feuds, some of your big money makers you did out there in Puerto Rico?
I did a feud with TNT. He looked just like me. You know, we did a feud together, and we fought all over the arena, fought all up in the stand, busted heads wide open, and they hated me there. And this lady had a blade this long for to get ready to cut me, but he had to turn me around, bro. And you know, I mean, man, we fought, man, and like he had what? I think he had 40 staples in his head, and I had like 12. And so our heads together. I sit and watch them sew our heads together and stuff, you know. I go, golly, you know, and stuff. And I loved it in Puerto Rico. I'm supposed to be going back pretty soon again.
Yeah. What's it like, you know, for people don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? What's like the most, like you say, you talk about you had all those stitches. Like, what's the most stitches you had to ever get from a match?
Like 30.
30?
30 stitches.
30.
I was in a barbed wire fence match.
Oof.
Yeah. You know who I done match with?
Who?
New Jack.
New Jack. Oh, man. Rest in peace to New Jack. That guy straight didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he said that, told me, he said, bro, let me tell you something. I always wanted to wrestle you. He said, I heard a lot about you. I always wanted to wrestle you. And then when me and him got together, we sold that place out, bro.
Yeah.
And we sold it out, man. We hit each other with chairs, glass, and those the lights you put in
the tube lights.
And everything. We had staples and stuff, and then, man, you know, like when we finished wrestling, man, he said downtown, he said, I ain't never been in a match like this before. You the first guy. He said, me and y'all to tag up, so we tagged up together and stuff, and everywhere we went, we sold out and stuff.
See, man, this is the first time we hearing a story like this, because you know, the only person I ever heard of New Jack tagging with was Mustafa. You know, back in the day, him when they were the gangsters, down at was it Smoky Mountain back in the day or whatever. Yeah. So how do you prepare for stuff like when you're gonna have like a tough match? It's gonna be like glass and stuff. How do you prepare for that?
Well, what I do, man, I sit down, I stretch and stay to myself, and I think about what I have to do, and I pray, and I just go out there and say, God, lead me the right way, and God, lead me the right way. I said, let me have the best match on the card, and I had the best match on the card. And you just don't know that when you finish having that good match, people still out there waiting for you to come out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I loved it, bro.
Yeah. So did you watch the whole the A&E? Not A&E. I'm sorry. It was I think it's Vice TV, The Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
Did you watch the whole thing about New Jack?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing about it, but like I feel like that deal with that boy, he should have never been in the ring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They should proper identification.
Yeah. And, they should have signed a waiver. His dad got all mad about, okay, what your son doing in the ring with a crazy man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the way I feel about it, and it was sad.
Yeah.
At least he was a man by the time he was on drugs. He did cocaine and all that stuff, I'm not mad about him. Yeah. But he still go out there and perform, though.
Yeah, it's because it was like, man, like they tried to sue the company. What's your son doing out there? Yeah. Why do you not knowing what your son is doing? Yeah. I get it, teenagers are going to be teenagers, but you should have known what your son was doing.
And then, like New Jack told me, he told Dad, coming around, I said, I'll beat you up too, Hey, you shouldn't even have your son. What was it? He was 16?
17, something like that. Yeah.
He should have never been in there. Don't go in there and lie about I'm 20 years old, Okay. You look like you 20 years old. Look how big you are. Yeah. I'd believe he was 20 years old. And I feel like I'm not mad about Jack. He did his thing. Yeah.
So do certain states ask for a wrestling license or performing license for you to have matches in? Or
back in the 90s, yeah. You go to Louisiana, you have to have your license. Yeah. But now I heard you don't have to have a license.
So I want to say New York at one point had a license.
It just, man, it's just I feel like the commissioner just want to be greedy, hungry, that's all. Why you going to have a license for wrestling? Come on, bro.
So, okay. So you talked about the Puerto Rico time. So what did you, because I remember, I think, seeing something, you worked in Memphis, right? And
Memphis.
so where did you start at? What territory did you start at?
I really started. The territory I really started was in Mid-South.
Okay.
I went to Mid-South to Atlanta, and I, like I say, Madden T.A., Dusty Rhodes, and Sam Houston, Jake Snake trained me.
Okay.
I went there and stuff, and then I finished there, and I went to Mid-South, and then I finished Mid-South. I went to here in Dallas.
Okay. So what was it called? World Class Championship at the time?
World Class, yeah.
Because didn't they change their name when someone else? Did someone else come in and buy? Did someone else come in and bought it?
It was it called Global.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I say, like the Von Aries, I tagged up with Kerry, and we was going up against the Freebirds, and Kerry was all. I said, oh God. I said, I got to do this match by myself.
So was that after he lost part of the foot, or what was it?
When he had lost his part of his foot.
Yeah.
And I feel like, man, you popular, you well known. Why you want to go do drugs for?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I met Kerry's daughter, and his daughter always said, my dad always
Lacey,
talk.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, his daughter always said, my dad always talk highly of you, how good you was. You was a great guy and everything. I said, I appreciate that. It makes me feel good, that a legend, somebody like that tell you how great you are, And I met Mick Foley, and Mick Foley gave me his sock. I wish I had it. I should have brought it to you and stuff. And he gave it to me. He said, you know what, AJ? He said, I heard a lot about you. He said a lot of guys have respect for you. They like the way you work. You stayed to yourself. You didn't bother them out. I said, that's how it was,
Yeah. Was that something that was more important to you, having that recognition? Have you been a good guy, been a good worker from all those guys, or getting all the fame and all that stuff? What was more important to you?
It was just the veterans come up and tell me how great I was. Yeah. That made me feel good. And like, and the fans, like everywhere I go, people just, like when I go at the American Airlines, people just come up, can I get an autograph? And I give it to them. You know what I'm saying, bro? I ain't no type of person, oh, man, let me eat, let me watch the match. I don't get down like, I don't care. I don't care if I'm eating at a restaurant, I had a line from where I'm eating at and all the way to the front door, I'm going to sign that autograph. Make sure that person make sure I sign everybody's autograph and I eat later.
Yeah.
That's how I am,
Okay. So, you say you started in Mid-South. You came down here to the Sportatorium. So here at the Sportatorium, what was some of your own personal matches that stood out to you most in your career at the Sportatorium? Because I know for me, it was the cage match.
Yeah.
I remember vividly watching it as a kid.
Yeah.
I was scared to death, watching it as a kid.
Yeah, that match there, and I had a match with him, and I had a match with Allman Johnson. Yeah, him and Iceman tagged up. Oh, when me and Iceman fought, bro, we sold that place out. One time, it was a high school football game. I think it was South Oak Cliff versus Oak Cliff. That was the big rivalry there. Mm-hmm. Everybody came watch me and Iceman fight, and they said, forget about that game. Dog, we had to turn away 1,500 people. That's how this place was sold out, bro.
That's probably the match I saw on TV, because I remember I just vividly remember watching that match. And I was just, as a kid, I was like, what's going to happen? Because you don't know no better. As a kid, watching it, you're like, oh, my God. I thought the whole thing, I'm saying it is real, but I thought the whole thing was, y'all hated each other. Yeah. I really thought y'all hated each other.
We hated each other, bro. It's just like if we seen each other somewhere out in the street, we couldn't even do nothing. We just had to walk off.
Yeah.
We didn't want to get suspended, man. Yeah. If we did that, the people when it came and see, wrestling stuff, they always want to see me and Iceman fight each other.
Kayfabe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to keep it kayfabe.
Yeah. They always want to see me, like we always got $200 whoever had the best match on the card.
Okay.
Me and Iceman fought with each other for 4 weeks, and we won 4 each night, 4 straight nights. Yeah.
Had that chemistry.
Yeah, we had that chemistry, and it's just like when he went his way, I went my way, and I went to PCW, and I wrestled there. And
did they bring him back?
Yeah.
Because you had a feud. It was trying to Yeah. That was a good storyline, because like I said, I watched PCW. Yeah. It used to come on, I think, Channel 21 back in the day, and I remember you had a rivalry with the players, the primetime players or whatever.
So and they had Iceman. I was in a steel cage match, and I was bleeding everything, and I was trying to get out the cage. And the people said, "What? Who the?" And they went crazy, and they know it's Iceman. Iceman said, "Come on, let's get out of this cage." And hit me with that chair, man. Them people was mad.
Yeah.
I was out for like a month. And I came back, they popped me up on the screen. Them people went crazy, man. They said, here he come now. I was the type of person, I stayed alone to myself. I didn't want no tag team partner.
Yeah.
And I just told them like what I said, if y'all play a club, think y'all bad, I'm out here in the parking lot. I want y'all to come on out there. And they left one of the guys in the ring, man. I beat that guy up, man. And I beat him up, boy. And the Players Club came back, and here come everybody from the back. And they tried to shake my hand. I walked off, man. And people said, oh, man, he's mad. He don't want to be with nobody. And they had the announcer, his name was Derek Michael. He was the only one that can talk to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't talk to nobody else but him. That's how close me and him was and stuff.
Because I remember that. Because I remember y'all had like an empty arena match.
Yeah.
Y'all had I remember this because I used to tune in. It's like I gotta watch this.
Yeah.
I've gotta watch this. I mean, and there was some. I want to say that's been some good guys that come out of PCW.
Yeah.
Well, like Lance Hoyt.
Yeah.
Because I remember he started in PCW, I want to say. I thought Michael Fox was always a good cat that was going to blow off. I felt like.
Me too. They always trip him to Triple H and stuff.
Yeah, that's who he reminded me of when I was watching. I was like, oh, that guy reminds me of Triple H. And it was just amazing. Like, people, I got to tell people, like, what I'm saying, you got to, if you have like a local wrestling, go watch them. If you like wrestling, watch your local people.
Red Dog, he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Stuff, Red Dog. And
he made it to WWE and ECW. Like, I remember watching him and Jacqueline. Was it Jacqueline?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jazz. Jazz.
Yeah.
Jacqueline, somebody different. She's from Texas too. She made it. Now she's a Hall of Famer. You just gotta show these people love because you never know where they're gonna be. So do you kind of remember? Like I was talking about this. I was talking about this earlier about you being in the WCW and doing something. Do you remember some of the people you wrestled when you were doing your thing with WCW?
Yeah, I remember wrestling the Road Warriors, the Barbarian. I remember wrestling them, and that's just about all. Jake the Snake, I wrestled him before too. Buzz Sawyer, Abdullah the Butcher, Bruiser Brody.
So a lot of legends.
Yeah, I mean like me and Abdullah almost came close to wrestling you one time because he always wanted to wrestle me, but the people in the organization didn't want to see that. They want to see him and this dude called a Butcher and all that cause
Yeah.
Abdullah always wanted to wrestle me, but we never did wrestle each other. Yes, we did. No, yeah, we did one time in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
One time in Puerto Rico we did.
So besides here in Puerto Rico, where else have you been around the world?
I've been Australia, New Guinea, Germany, Japan. I liked it over in Japan. It was just like I didn't understand Japan people. Like, you always hear in America you open doors up for the ladies, but the ladies open doors up for the guys there in Japan. I tripped out. I said, he said, yeah, that's how it is here in Japan. And I was over there too. I ate with the Mafians and stuff, and they always say, hey, actually, what girl you want? And I pick 4 girls, and that's how it was. I was just a fun person,
So I remember because I've done a lot of business with a lot of Japanese people, and in the business world, something I was always told, like if they offer you a drink, it's disrespectful to refuse.
There you go.
Not taking a drink. Like you had to, even though if you were drunk, you taking their drink because in their culture, they offer you a drink, you take it.
You disrespect them, like if you don't take it. Because, I don't drink, but I had to, I didn't want to disrespect them, I drank, but I had a buzz and I was going that sake. You ever had that Korean barbecue? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I love that. Ooh.
I know they say, us black folk, they say we love Hennessy. Yeah. They love Hennessy too, bro.
Yeah.
They love some Hennessy. They can knock back some Hennessy like the best of us. I remember one time I went to a little sushi restaurant, people own. I had to go to the bathroom and just let it go and go back and start drinking again because I couldn't hang with them, man.
Yeah, man, they can drink. They can drink all night long. I can't do that, bro. I cannot do that.
So, you saw the news that came, last weekend. Vince McMahon retired. I know you text me about me and my thoughts, what I thought about it. He been in the business a long time. He's really kind of responsible for getting a lot of wrestling in the big mainstream. What's your thoughts as a Vince McMahon, as a promoter, hell, even as a worker? What's your thoughts about Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon is a nice guy. Ain't nobody going to outdo Vince McMahon. I don't care if you bring the richest man here in the world, you still ain't going to outdo Vince McMahon. That's how great he is. And I feel like that all these organizations right here, if Vince McMahon wanted to, he can just, if you do wrestling here in Dallas, you can make pay Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Do wrestling here in Dallas.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it. That man was powerful.
Yeah. So you talked about your relationship with the Undertaker. Did you ever try to get open some doors for you in WWE, WWF?
Yeah, he did. He told me like a man. He said people jealous of you, bro. They think you would take their spot. That's why I couldn't get you there. I said, brother, I understand. I already knew that, bro. I feel like that like John Cena, I could have took his spot. Cause I know how to rap.
Yeah.
I know how to do what you do, but people just jealous of me and I couldn't stand that, bro. We're here to make money. It's just like when you out there rapping, the next man rap better than you, why you gonna get mad for?
Yeah.
You're here to make money.
Yeah.
All this shooting a rapper, that's uncalled for, bro. He's a human being just like you are. If you, a professional wrestler, you come in here, oh, I don't want him, I want him to take my spot. Hey, bro, we finna make some money. Just like The Rock and Stone Cold. What Stone Cold said, we gonna make some money.
Yeah.
Rock was gonna be number one. He gonna be number one and make money. Look at him, boy, they made a killing. And then The Rock told him, he said, I loved him like a brother. And when you seen that thing on Stone Cold when he said, yeah, Rock said, I love Rock. Look at them tears in that man's eye. That's a brother there.
He made him a lot of money.
Yeah, he made him a lot of money.
When somebody make you money, you gonna love him.
Yeah, you gonna love him. And that's the way I feel about it. Like the Undertaker, that's my boy. I love him to death. I'm supposed to go see him in like 3 more weeks and stuff. And he always think Hollywood. When he come in town, he call me. What you doing, man? Oh, I'm just chilling, brother. And stuff. I get you some tickets for American Airlines. And he always got me front row. For my friend. My friend and his kids, they love wrestling, so I take them and they be all excited and see themselves on TV.
Because I could attest to this because I went to a show one time. I can't remember how many years ago it was. I remember seeing, I was like, is that Action Jackson in the front row? I wanted to come down from my seat to try to come and find you. I was like, yo, man, that's Action Jackson here at Raw ringside. Because I remember that because, that's at the point in Undertaker's career where he wasn't really wrestling as much anymore. He would pop in here and there. And I remember seeing you on. I'm like, yo, that's Action. I was like, let me tell you about Action Jackson, bro. I told one of my good friends, he loves wrestling. Like, he's a big wrestling fan. I was like, yo, Action Jackson growing up, that was that guy. To me, like, it was that guy. I saw you, and I'm like, man, like, anytime, even recently, I've seen you in Cards in Plano or Carrollton. I've tried to go to those spots because I saw you on the card because I want to show love because, I just something I always admire,
Appreciate that, bro. It's just like the Undertaker, like one time I said, hey, brother, I'm here. He said, where you at? I said, I'm sitting right in front of your wife and stuff like that. And I was sitting in front of his wife.
Yeah.
And his wife said, Action? I said, yes, man. He said, hey, he want to come back. He wants you to come back and talk to him. So I go back there and invite man and stuff. And then and his wife said, man, he always talk highly about you. He appreciate you, do what you done for him. You didn't make him quit this bid. I remember one time that we played basketball, and I said, oh, man, I could beat this white boy. And I said, I'm going to tell you something. If I beat you, you stay in the wrestling. He said, okay. And he said, if I don't beat you, you quit wrestling. You quit the business.
Yeah.
He said, okay. So we out there playing. I got the ball. He slapped my stuff. He said, I'm going to tell you something now. I'm going to beat you 15 minutes. I said, boy, you ain't going to beat me 15 minutes. No, he was hitting threes. I was going, oh, my God. He said, see? He said, see, now I'm finna quit wrestling. I said, hey, we made the bet and stuff. And then he called me the next day. He said, dawg, I can't do it. He said, I want to start wrestling again.
Yeah.
And dog. And he started making it big, bro. And I said, see, what I tell you, he said, hey, man, I appreciate that, bro.
So, where was it? Did y'all meet in Memphis or did y'all meet here?
We meet here in Dallas. Because
Okay.
me and him used to, you won't believe this, we used to bounce together at this club, Skippy's Mistake, right off there for Arlington Street, right down the street from UTA. Mm-hmm. We used to bounce right there. Everybody, we used to bounce there, and me and him used to have, fight, throw people out and stuff, and stuff. And then we always worked out together and stuff. And so he got, one of his friends wanted to get in the wrestle, so he got it. So I was training him and stuff. And Buzz Hart had took all their money and he left. So I said, hey, man, hey, it ain't my, fault. He said, if y'all still want to wrestle, I still train y'all and stuff. So a couple of them still stayed, and a couple of them just gone quit. It was just me and the Undertaker. So,
Yeah.
me and him wrestled one time here in Dallas and stuff. And we wrestled and stuff, and then me and him tagged up in Chicago, and he made it big and stuff, and I was proud of him and stuff,
Cause I know I remember hearing stories about him and was a Godfather. They used to hit the road together. They were always together. Were you ever part of that? When they were hitting the road together?
I wasn't part of that when they hit the road together. No.
They hit the road together. So you know how Steve Austin, he was stunning. Steve Williams here. Mm-hmm. Did you ever wrestle Stone Cold here at the Sportatorium?
No, I never did wrestle him.
No,
I never did wrestle Stone Cold.
Yeah,
because I don't know why I never did. Matter of fact, when he came here, I was in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
I was in Puerto Rico.
Because, like I said, there was a lot of big people.
Yeah.
They came through the Sportatorium, came through the Texas territory, that made something, So, like I said, you came to Puerto Rico, you wrestled here at the Sportatorium. I know you did the PCW. You have any favorite feud that stick out to you for your whole career? Anything, your one favorite feud, if you had to choose, this is my body of work, I want someone that ain't never seen Action Jackson before. I want you to know who Action Jackson is. What type of work would you want them to see, or what feud, or what territory were you working at? You want them to see?
Mike Fox and Action Jackson, the cage match.
Yeah, that was great.
That's the one I picked.
That's great. Where is Mike Fox nowadays? You ever talk to him? You hear from him ever?
I hit him once in a while up on Facebook.
So what's he doing nowadays?
He's just working. That's all he doing.
Yeah.
I heard he's getting back into the ring and stuff. And
so PCW, that's not around anymore, right?
No, it's not around.
When did PCW just quit being going around?
It's just, I guess the dad, he wanted to do the
MMA.
Yeah, he wanted to do that because he's making more money than wrestling and stuff.
Yeah.
In which I didn't blame him. I wasn't mad at him about it.
Because I remember when they built that whole that big facility. It was kind of like almost brand new. When they did it, it was kind of big, nice size or whatever. So it's just. It was great. Like I said, I used to flip channels, and I was waiting. I was like, I want to see Action Jackson come out and just run out and knock these fools' heads off, because that's just what I enjoyed. Okay, so if I remember right, I saw you're training people now. All right,
yeah, I'm training people right now.
So here's a question I want to ask for you. So, what is something you think that back when you first started training, versus when, people train now, what is something you feel like is definitely important to teach someone when they're training, and something that's really not as important for as training, since there's two different styles now?
Be safe and take care of yourself. Listen to me. I ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I'll lead you to the promised land. That's how I done my boy The Undertaker. I led him to the promised land. Yeah. And I can do you the same way.
When you were training, do you think something that was taught to you that was kind of like, I probably shouldn't have learned that, or you shouldn't have been taught that way? Is there something like that you can think of?
I feel like I can think of that. Like back when I was training, the people was telling the truth. Listen to the veterans. They would never tell you nothing wrong.
Yeah.
That's why I felt about it.
Okay. So today, if Action Jackson want to have a match, any superstar in the world, past era, this generation, someone coming up, who would Action Jackson feel like he can make a lot of money with in a ring?
Undertaker.
Undertaker?
Yeah. Undertaker. Yeah, the Undertaker.
You sell that tombstone real good?
Undertaker, yeah.
What do you think about it? What do you think most about Undertaker's career that really made him, like, what do you think is the best thing about his game? Is it his selling? What do you think about, how his longevity? What do you think is the best thing about Undertaker's career or his body of work in the ring?
When he walked to the ring, people just, who is this?
Yeah.
That's what I feel about it.
Character. Him being a character just really.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Because he was on top.
Yeah.
30 years. You ain't ever heard nobody else being on top for 30 years. But his character never got stale. He kept it fresh. Even when he swapped it up a little bit.
But you know what I'm thinking? He gonna fight Sting. He gonna fight Sting.
I wanted to see that happen for so long. I thought we were close to making it happen because that was always like the money thing. Like Sting was the big money guy in WCW. Undertaker was the big guy in WWF. Even when Sting came back, he came that Crow character. Like, oh, this Undertaker-esque. That's sort of the kind of dark. Those guys gotta collide.
Let me tell you something. I say next WrestleMania it happened.
Okay. Did you ever wrestle Sting here when he came through?
Yeah, I wrestled when he was in Mid-South. They called him the Blade Runner, him and Dingo Warrior.
Yeah, him and Ultimate Warrior, right?
Yeah. I wrestled him, yeah.
So I mean, you don't wrestle a lot of legendary people.
Yeah.
And so, the main thing is, when you wrestle somebody is keeping them safe.
Yeah.
You done kept a lot of people safe,
Yeah,
So,
I have, and it's like people, like when I go to arenas, people want to sit and talk to me. I sit and talk to them. That's how I am. Yeah. And people just, golly, man, you a wrestler. You said he didn't throw me off. He didn't tell me to go on. He sit down here and talk to him. Yeah. I do that. Yeah. And when I finish wrestling, there's one thing I do. I say, kids, listen to your mom and dad. They'll never tell you nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Don't be out here in these streets. Go straight home. When God tell you to go home, God tell you to go home. Go home.
Facts.
And then you know what the parents do? Hey, I like the way you talk. I said, anytime you want me to go to a school and talk to kids, I do that. I don't even charge, bro. Yeah. Most athletes charge. I don't do that, bro. I feel like if it weren't for the fans, I won't be at where I'm at right now.
Facts.
That's the way I feel about it.
Man.
I don't care if I know I'm a superstar. I don't care if I was a big time superstar. I still do it for free.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
Facts.
People don't understand. Oh, he'd do it for free. Yeah, I will. God tell me to do that. I listen to God. Maybe you need to listen to him. It's not about the money. It's about helping kids and stuff out.
Man.
That's how I am.
Man. All right. So it doesn't have to be an Action Jackson match. What is your favorite match of all time?
You won't believe this. Kamala at PCW. Christmas. I like that match.
Rest in peace, Kamala.
Yeah, I like that match.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Man. A lot of people, man, it's just seeing all those legends come through. Sportatorium had a lot of legends come through. So that tells you how about this Texas wrestling.
Yeah, and then you don't know something else. Like Yokozuna and the Samoans, they was there in Puerto Rico when I was there.
You work with any of them?
They wouldn't even let me work with them. we trying to get TNT and Action Jackson against the Samoans. They didn't want to do that. You know why?
Why?
Jealousy. Carlos Colon, the Invader, wanted to do that. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Be for real.
Yeah.
Where you want to make some money at? See TNT and Action Jackson against the Samoan SWAT team? Come on. At least you won't see Carlos Colon and Invader.
Old has-beens.
Yeah, thank you.
And that, and that's what they say. Like a lot of them wrestlers held on too long.
Yeah.
Take the spotlight. They didn't want to pass the torch.
Yeah.
But, hey, it is what it is. But whatever's supposed to work out, it end up working out at the end of the day. So,
and that's the way I feel about it. It's just like, I'm not gonna get mad if somebody did better than I did. Hey, bro, I wish you all the best of luck in the world.
Yeah.
But I'm still going out there performing and get these people to love me. Yeah. That's how I am.
Facts. Man, I appreciate you coming in and talking with me today.
Bro.
I'm like, this has been like a highlight. Out of all my interviews that I did, this is probably my favorite interview because it has a lot of personal touch to me. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that.
Again, tell the people where they can find you out on social media. You said Facebook.com.
You find me on Facebook, AJ Jackson. Anytime you want to hit me up, 214-675-8671. And I work at 216 in Oak Cliff at 216. And you want to come out there. You want to just come out there and talk to me, take a picture. I'll take a picture with you. And I work at Sunset during the daytime around about 1 or 2 o'clock there.
Okay. You got any matches coming up anytime soon?
I'm supposed to be going to Puerto Rico in October. I'm waiting for them to call me and stuff.
Okay. Well, y'all make sure y'all tune into that. Go find this man. I'm telling you, he's a gem. Go YouTube so you can find some old footage, man. I'm telling you, y'all will enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Ray. It's another edition of Ray Ray's podcast. Before I leave, I got to leave y'all with some positive words. Tell yourself, I will boss up physically. I will boss up mentally. I will boss up spiritually. I will boss up financially. I will boss up. Invest in yourself. Ray Ray's podcast. We out.
Hey, get money all day.